How is it going, guys? And welcome back to Katawa Shojou. Now, this is pretty much just going to be me trying to get to grips with my new mic and trying to make it adjust to this series, possibly, because I really want to try using it. So I'm pretty much just going to be trying to incorporate this. I don't know how this is going to sound. I'll listen back to it afterwards. I'm recording with two mics, so if this messes up and if it sounds awful, I can always move it back. But anyway, let's get back into this. So yeah, basically in the last episode, things and stuff happened. There was a massive argument, and Kenji was being weird. But anyway, Hanako doesn't come to the morning class at all, leaving her seat looking empty and lonely in the back of the classroom. I have to tell her that Lily was looking for her if I see her. After the events of this morning, class is pretty boring in comparison. I turn the pages of my textbook lazily. We've been covering the same amount of pages each day, so reading ahead is more or less giving myself a preview of what tomorrow's lesson will be about. The clock at the front of the room sounds unbearably loud. The teacher hasn't said anything in over 7 minutes, instead opting to cover the board in rows and rows of equations taken directly from the book. The rhythmic clashing of chalk on blackboard seems to synchronise perfectly with the ticking of the clock. I start to copy down the equations just to pass the time, not noticing Misha's head poking over my shoulder until she's almost on top of me. What are you doing? I try to strike a balance between being quiet enough not to draw attention to myself but loud enough to draw hers. What are you doing, He-chan? Panic shoots through me as Misha starts talking at her normal volume, and I sputter out a hasty reply, still keeping my voice down despite the fact that she just blew away any hope of being discreet I may have had. I'm copying down that stuff. What are you doing? Why so loud? Aw, really? But it's all in the book. That's why no one else is copying it down. I know. Why are you so loud? Why are you so quiet, He-chan? It's hard to hear you. I look around to see if anyone else is noticing our conversation. It's pretty obvious that everyone has, even the teacher. Shizune smiles coyly, and I start to wonder if Misha is doing this because she told her to. Is it because of what happened between her and Lily earlier? This is what I get for trying to be reasonable? For trying to take the middle path? Shizune is way too prideful, although by now I should know to expect that kind of behaviour from her. Why are you doing this? Huh? Misha is totally oblivious to the awkward stare the teacher is giving both of us, while trying to balance her textbook on one finger. For a brief second it looks as if things could get ugly, but the teacher simply looks away as if it's not worth the trouble. I guess this is a good thing, and I slump back in my seat in relief. The rest of my day passes by uneventfully, and this time I'm able to appreciate that it does. When the bell rings, I'm not in a hurry, so I stay for a while, reviewing what we covered in class today. I prefer to leave last anyway, so I don't have to deal with crowding in the hallways. I notice Shizune and Misha have also stayed behind, talking to someone from another class. Shizune's signing so fast that her hands make noises like swords cutting through the air. Misha is trying desperately to keep up, but it's clear she can barely manage to even understand her. I put my head down. Whatever they're discussing, it looks like serious business, probably way over my head. Not just that, but Shizune also seems angry. Although it could just be her normal severity making it appear so. Shizune signs out to the point where her wrists crackle, and Misha struggles to spit it out in word form. Sometimes she trips over herself like she's dealing with tongue twisters, and then on top of that, she has to sign back everything the other girl says. Seems like a rough job. Misha looks tired, like she's about to faint. Luckily for her, their business is soon finished, and the girls sit down on their seats again. Wow, I'm so tired. She's hanging her head limply on her desk, looking exhausted. Festival preparations must be tough for you. Indeed, the people of this school seem to be taking the festival very seriously. Whenever I see people idling around before and after classes, they're always talking about their plans for it. It's kind of neat to see everyone being so enthusiastic about it. I'm probably the only one who doesn't have something to do. Shizune starts signing at me, and Misha perks up, looking at her hands with slightly unfocused eyes. ... She signs with harsh, heavy, dramatic strokes. Misha translates her signing into speech for me. She does it so well, it's almost like Shizune is actually speaking, transmitting her thoughts directly through Misha. Well, we're in the student council, you know, so we're pretty busy. Sarcasm? Huh? The tone of Shizune's actions make me think she is speaking with disdain, but Misha interprets it normally, replacing whatever intent may have been there with her own chipper twist on things. It's still disorienting. I just don't think I'll ever get used to it. Never mind. How could I forget, with you two trying to get me to join at least twice a day? Haha, but He-chan, some could say the work is too much. It'd be nice if students were to show a little more support for their leadership, some appreciation to the ones who are working so hard to make it all possible. Maybe, for example, a little help. That's asking too much, isn't it? Yep, help would be appreciated from students like you. If students would show their dedication and school spirit and offer some help, well, I don't exactly need it. But I wouldn't necessarily refuse it, so it would be nice if someone could... Oh? Hello? Oh, Hanako. She's returned. I look over my shoulder and see Hanako peering timidly into the classroom, most of her body hidden behind the door. Hey, playing delinquent again? Hanako blushes hard at Misha's straightforward jab, even if it was only in jest. ... Aww. Shizune stares at her probingly, causing Hanako to look down and start backing away to the point where only her fingers can be seen wrapped nervously around the edge of the door. Maybe she's showing her dislike of Hanako by association of her dislike of Lily. It appears so, and Hanako probably knows it as well. They seem to have momentarily forgotten about trying to get me to stay for the rest of the day. What is it, Hanako? Has Lily been here? Sorry, Seto's not here. She, came by in the morning, though. Hanako keeps looking uneasily at Shizune, who stares back at her with her usual studying glaze. What is she trying to do? Of course, Shizune isn't going to look away, and she is intimidating enough as it is, so I can only imagine how terrified Hanako would be. It is a little funny, though, watching Hanako's reaction to Shizune's normal behaviour. This is what happens when two people of different extremes meet, it seems. Do you know where she is? ... If she has any sense in her head, she's in her classroom working on their festival project, but who knows where that woman is loitering at? She might be slacking off somewhere, just like Hee-chan. Wahaha! Damn, what is it with Shizune and her need to point out stuff like this? Hanako nods quickly and retreats with haste. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, we are really working hard to make the festival happen, and driving other people insane along the way. Well, good luck with that. I stand up to leave, making my exit before either of them manages to berate me any more for slacking off. Nigel Thornbury stares at me with a very... I can't deal with that fainting every damn time! The halls are somewhat quiet, as expected. Everyone must be in club meetings or at festival preparations, or both. Shizune's words about being a slacker echo in my head. I feel a bit guilty about not contributing, but I seem to lack the resolve to do something concrete about the matter. For the festival, it's too late already. Unless I count helping Shizune and Misha, which I naturally don't. And clubs, I don't know. Maybe I'm not a club type of person. Halfway through the way from school building to the dorms, I spot a figure in front of the dorms. It's Rin. She looks like she's working on a mural today. I walk over to her, but she doesn't seem to notice me approaching. She's sitting on an upturned box, looking intently at the wall she's painting with a brush held between her toes. The mural has progressed considerably since yesterday, and it's still only a half done as far as I can tell. More colours have appeared and the twisted human-like figures have spread and increased in number. I have to say, the style is quite eye-catching and very unique. Not that I'd be knowledgeable about art by any measurable scale, but it's very nice looking nonetheless. I clear my throat to get her attention, but not startle her so that her concentration won't break. Wait. She doesn't even turn to check who it is. I'll wait. ... Take your time! ... 15 minutes later, I decide that her concentration is indeed unbroken, and also that I have waited long enough to warrant poking her gently on the shoulder to remind her of my presence. Rin turns her head mechanically to my direction, ending up staring at my crotch level. Oh, it's his owl. She can tell? I would feel a lot less uncomfortable if she would look at my face. An astute observation. Hard at work, I see. The conversation starts as if I hadn't been there for a quarter of an hour already, but it's not a concern. At least it starts. Looking good. It does. The layers of paint hiding other layers of paint, mixing and shaping the human figures, really does create an impressive look, but Rin looks miffed. You shouldn't comment on works in progress. 7 years bad luck. Sounds terrible. I guess I'll take it back then. Still, it looks good. I wonder if I get 14 years of bad luck for thinking that. Rin turns back to look at her painting and pokes it with a big toe. Could you mix some of this colour? I'm running out of it. She looks down at a half-empty bowl with the remains of the same pinkish paint in it. I didn't really intend to stay and help her with this project, though I guess I didn't intend to do anything much. I look at Rin. She looks emptily back at me. Just this once. Rin picks up another brush and drenches it in another tone of pale red. There are dozens of similar bowls all around her working area, though from the looks of this scene, she could have easily been sitting there for hours. I wonder if she has. That would mean she'd have been skipping school though, which, of course, wouldn't put beyond someone like Rin. I pour a little bit of white and red into the bowl, trying to match the colour with the one already on the wall. I can't seem to get it right though. It's really inconvenient of her to not mix enough in the first place. Getting it to be exactly the same tone will be impossible, but at least I can try and get as close as I can. Speaking of hard work, isn't that a huge workload for you too? It's such a big painting and all.
Oh, I'm not old and bitter enough yet to think like that.
I guess you aren't.
You guessed right.
I'm trying to give her sort of a like,
Seymour? Oh, it's Mr. Mushnik!
kind of a Little Shop of Horrors thing.
Legs hurt though. They feel like slugs. Slugs made of sea slugs.
Because of the position?
Yeah, I like doing it in a horizontal position more, if you know what I'm talking about. But it can't be helped. Can't ask the wall to lay down.
I mean, you can, but it probably wouldn't listen to you. Saying that, she stretches herself a little, bending her legs back and bending her legs and back far more than a human should flex. It's astonishing how effortlessly she manages her body around. There was a small flinch in her otherwise blank expression, a hint of pain maybe, as she stretches out her calves. Rin must have stamina and dexterity far above a normal person to be able to live like she does, but she's wearing out working on this. Why push yourself so much? Take a break or something at least. Continue tomorrow if it's bad. This gives her a pause. A long one too, feeling like a mental yawn.
I don't think so, Hizao. I'm not pushing myself.
It sure looks like you are.
No, it's not about pushing or pulling or anything related to that kind of thing. There is this boy.
A boy?
Yes.
Where?
At the art club.
And
he's blind.
Oh, how can you paint if you're blind?
No idea. So why is he there? That's the point. He is there.
She really should speak more than one word at a time to make this feel more like a discussion and less like an interrogation.
He can't really do anything that you'd call art, right? But he comes there anyway and paints.
Why? Why?
I don't know. Why? I don't know. That's why I asked.
So,
he doesn't paint often, but I think his paintings are very interesting.
I'm sure they are.
I once tried that, painting with eyes closed. Wasn't too interesting, and cleaning up the floor took ages. Didn't try again. But he's becoming better at sculpting.
I see. Maybe she was trying to make a point with this. Maybe she'd forgotten one. Seems the art club is full of interesting people.
Not really.
Pretty blunt statement, and she totally missed the sarcasm.
No? Just like I said, they are not very interesting. I usually don't have much interest in people who are not interesting. Maybe you have.
Maybe.
But that boy is interesting. Maybe I am like that boy. Or maybe you are. Maybe everyone is. Doing things you can't do just because you can.
That's pretty deep, I think. And I tell her that. You're a deep one.
Nah, I'm a really shallow and thoughtless person. People say that to me all the time. Did you know I can only think of 4 things at the same time?
No, but I do now.
Right. Now I'm thinking of the second floor girl's toilet, ice cream flavored ice cream, the middle toe, and a haircut.
What? What is this girl's problem? She confuses me, like, so much.
I'm going to need a haircut.
She shakes her head around vigorously, letting her short and messy hair ruffle wildly around. I can see that doing it is something she likes to do. We fall silent as Rin treads around absent-mindedly, poking some brushes around. The thought about the art club sticks in my head for a while longer. I'm feeling like treading on very unknown territory with art. The way these meetings with Rin go, it's as though I'm starting a smoking habit or something. I should probably stop talking with her. It's not that I dislike her, despite the confusion her being herself causes, and I don't dislike art either. I've even drawn for fun sometimes. I just don't have a real creative drive or any technical skill. So usually, if I were to draw something, I get white paper syndrome and just freeze completely. That, or I manage to draw something disfigured and promptly get frustrated at my inability to put the right picture in my head down on paper, then call it quits without really trying to make an effort. Rin clearly doesn't have this problem, but she frustrates me in another way. Being with her is like looking into a mirror that doesn't reflect anything. It makes one question the sanity of the act. Rin sits down on her box, swaying from side to side, apparently comfortable with the uncomfortable silence. She's staring at me again, or maybe over my shoulder. I can't quite figure out where her eyes are focused. I'm thinking of leaving so she can carry on working undistracted and that I can do whatever I'm going to do alone. It's not like I have anything that must be done today. Oh shoot. Who? Nobody. I just forgot to tell Hanako that Lily was looking for her. Do you know her? From my class? Oh, her. The mystery toilet girl. That person is funny. I saw her go into the toilet 5 times during one recess 3 weeks ago. I'm sure it's the world record. It was very mysterious. That's why you call him the mystery toilet girl? What other reason could there possibly be? Well, if there is, it's an eternal mystery. I didn't follow her in there. Maybe it was the week before that. Could have been. Looking at her makes me hungry. Don't say that. At least not around her. Rin turns to look at me blankly, as if she's not sure why I reproved her. But she doesn't acknowledge understanding any more than before, so I give up at this point. So, do you want to go eat dinner then? No, not yet. Rin has turned her hungry gaze back to the wall, looking slightly more energetic. Or at least slightly less lethargic than she did before, and I've just spat on my friggin' pop filter. God damn it. It's as if the wall is an opponent she has to vanquish. Something she must overcome before she can indulge in dinner. That's the feeling I get. A weird sense of empathy overcomes me and makes me smile a little to myself. For all her oddity, Rin is pretty cool after all. I'll be going anyway. Have fun. Rin has already grasped the brush and is dipping it into fresh paint, so of course she can't hear me anymore or doesn't answer anything even if she does. Adhering to the nurse's nagging voice in the back of my head, I set my alarm clock to wake me up early enough to go jogging again. I made a promise and I'm going to keep it. Besides, Emi is bound to rat on me if I don't show up. But it's not all that bad. Ah, he's getting to speak to Emi more. That's totally adorable. Ah, that's the animation thing again. I like that. I really like the picture of him with the bandaged heart in his hands. I thought that was really cute. Because of the little plaster on it. My morning alarm goes off, and I flail about uselessly for a while until I remember that I'd decided to give morning runs another shot. I don't know if this was my greatest idea, but I'm determined to keep going. This is about my health after all. Sure, things haven't been great lately for me, but that hasn't made existence so intolerable that I'm going to try everything I can to stay healthy. Besides, it's all about asserting some kind of control over this thing, right? If I can manage that, well, I can manage anything. At least that's what I keep telling myself. Once again, that it would appear that I'm not alone in my run. Emi has apparently been here for some time. It looks like she's already worked up a good sweat. Just when the hell does she come down here anyway?
Oh, it's you! I'm surprised to see you again.
Why's that?
Well, not many people actually manage to come back for a second try.
She frowns, seemingly annoyed by a passing thought.
Like the rest of the track team, for instance. Still, it was only supposed to be on a volunteer basis, so it's not that big of a shock. And I guess it's pretty early in the morning.
I shrug, and suddenly it appears that she's forgotten what she's talking about. The frown disappears entirely, and she seems to snap back to her previous train of thought.
So, come on then.
What?
You're here to run again, right?
Well, yes.
So come on.
I find myself suddenly grabbed and yanked onto the track. Things seem to be set on mirroring yesterday's run. That is, I seem to be struggling, while Emi moves with an effortlessness that I find enviable. It's incredibly bothersome to be so easily worn out. I know that I should be patient, work towards things gradually, but it's difficult to stay positive about this. We round the track and start on our second lap. Emi seems to have grown impatient, keeping pace with me, and begins to pull away. This is where I gave out yesterday. Will I be able to do more? Ooh. See, what would I do? Obviously, you'd want to keep going and do more. Oh god. You'd want to keep doing more each time because you want to keep bettering yourself with these things. I don't know. I kind of want to take it easy, though. I mean, at least he's running. It may not be much, but it's something. But I don't know. Do I? Do I keep going? I think I do. I don't know, I'm going to flip a coin on it. I'm actually going to flip a coin on this. I have a 2p here. Heads, take it easy. Tails, go for it. Let's leave it to a flip of a coin. That's heads. What did I say? Heads, take it easy. Tails, go for it. I want to go for it. I straight up want to go for it. Yeah, why not? What am I doing here? Am I really just going to fold and let Emi pull ahead? I speed up. The second lap's done quickly, and without even noticing it, I keep going. Emi looks back over her shoulder at me and grins.
Still going?
Wouldn't want you to think I'm out of shape. Emi laughs, without breaking her stride no less, and speeds up even more. Well, if this is the way we're going to play things, I increase my own pace as well. I can feel my lungs burning, and my legs are starting to question just what the hell I think I'm doing. Lactic acid screams in my muscle, but I close my ears. I can't let myself fall behind because that would be a loss. The rational voice in my head inquires mildly just when we started playing a game. I'd answer it, but I'm having a lot of trouble thinking at present. She's so fast! How the hell does she keep it? It's like a string pulling at my chest. A choking feeling of narrowness and pain. Before I can think of anything else than, oh shit, the track disappears from under my feet. I stumble, one hand shooting down to clutch at my chest, the other hitting the track to keep me falling on my face. Emi whirls around and her eyes widen. His owl! She yells at me, sprinting from the other side of the track. What's wrong? Nothing. Just keep your breathing steady. Calm down. Don't panic. Don't panic.
Do you need me to get the nurse?
I close my eyes, shutting out the outside world. My heart struggles to regain its rhythm. Slowly, the pain in my chest begins to subside. Soon it's gone like nothing happened. What, it was nothing? No, something happened there. I open my eyes again and glance at a very worried Emi. I think I'm fine. My voice sounds weird even to myself. Oddly even, and matter of fact. It makes Emi frown.
I don't think you are.
She seems to come to a decision and nods to herself.
Right, you're coming with me. You've got to see the nurse.
Emi grabs my arm and drags me up. I feel a bit wobbly, but I refuse the shoulder Emi offers for support. Honestly, I'm a little ashamed by my own weakness. I'd rather not have Emi concerned about me, but it seems to be too late. Heck, I'd rather not have anyone concerned about my condition, though at this point, it seems to be too late for that as well. I'd like to be able to deal with the whole thing on my own without being a bother to anyone else. While I'm wishing for things, I'd rather not have this condition in the first place.
Nurse!
Emi crashes into his office without knocking, but it doesn't alarm the nurse in the least. Good morning, Sunshine. What's up? Sunshine? Anyway, he calmly sips from his coffee mug, but lays it down after following Emi's gaze to me looming in the doorway. Here's Al. What brings you here?
We were running, and he stumbled over and started grabbing at his chest, and I thought...
Easy there, Emi. Calm down. Here's Al. What happened? I don't know. We were running, and then my chest started hurting like that time before, but it went away after a few seconds. It was just a flutter or something. The nurse frowns, as if to say that just a flutter is some kind of oxymoron. I didn't mean quite this when I suggested to get some exercise. You've got to be more careful, Al. I was being careful. Come to think of it, I just got into a race with a member of the track team. Doesn't seem as well reasoned as I thought it would. You just what? That is... I was racing Emi. Emi? Is this true? Emi fidgets, looking adorably contrite.
Well...
Finally, she can't seem to bring herself to say it aloud, and merely nods. The nurse sighs and rubs at his forehead with one hand tiredly. Emi, you've got to be more sensitive to the limits of others. I don't know if he told you, but his Al has a bad heart, and getting him to race you was incredibly irresponsible. Actually, I started it. The nurse is stunned by my statement. You what? We were just running, and Emi started to pull away, so I, sped up to catch her. The nurse stares at the ceiling, mutters a prayer for patience to some god or another, and then looks down at the both of us. So you're both stupid. That's a comfort, I guess. Now come on, his Al. I've got to make sure your heart's not going to explode or something. I dutifully obey and follow him to the adjacent room where we ascertain that I am, in fact, not going to keel over and die. So, how does it feel? I don't know. Nothing much. Tired, but it might just be from the exercise. You should stay here for a few hours and rest, and we'll see how you feel after that. I'm not going to object, so I lie down on the infirmary bed. And I think it's 25 minutes long. I think I'm going to end this episode here. I hope this worked well on my mic. I really, really do hope it worked well on my new mic. I know that the face cam's now compromised a little bit for it, but I really hope it sounds nice. Anyway, thank you for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this episode as much as I have recording it. If you have, don't forget to leave a like, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Have a great day and a great life. See you later!